Blue Cow is playing such an important role because, I just don't have access to this level of mentorship at this stage in my life. It's actually redefining for me what I thought playwriting was, and it's really breaking it down for me in areas that I didn't realize I didn't understand. Yeah.
So my play Garden on the Moon is heading towards a production in October. So I've got to pull my finger out and finish a second draft with that. So this is a great opportunity to talk with like-minded people and clear up just a few final issues.
I'm trying to write a very kind of fantastical, sort of semi-biblical horror piece right now. Yeah, great, all the buzzwords. But I'm just playing with like the really, really intense imagery and trying to figure out if there's a story and all of that.
I've started developing an idea for a play that at the moment is called Flint, and it's about bushfire and how we respond to bushfire in terms of the human decision making around leaving, having to evacuate your house, and what you take with you and what you risk losing, and whether that forces you to think about what things actually mean, and confronting memories and things like that. Ultimately, I'd love to see it on the stage in Tasmania somewhere.
I'm a dramaturg. My job here is to walk this mob through a series of exercises for them to develop their work. Ultimately, what the aim is to give product to the Blue Cow so that they produce more effective Tasmanian work. The idea is that we want to make sure that they come into touch with some of the greater writers of today. So we're looking at people like Henrik Ibsen, people like Edward Albee, people like Sarah Kane and Leah Purcell.
I didn't really know what I was writing about when I started. I just had a lot of images I wanted to explore. Cowshed's been really helpful in sort of getting me to explore what my priorities are and all the possibilities of where this could go, and just kind of making decisions.
It's hugely helpful. In fact, I kind of had to do a backflip because I was ready and raring to just start writing, and then Peter's going, "Oh no, wait! You've got to think about this, and you've got to think." And I want to make sure that before you start writing, you really have thought this out. Thought about what you're actually asking of yourself and of the audience.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I haven't really done much writing in the past, so it's a bit of a change. But it's nice to get that support in writing a piece that I'm proud of, and I want people to hear.
What I think happens to a lot of writers, or certainly where I'm at, is I just need an outside eye, or a whole bunch of outside eyes, to just feed into the ideas that I have and help grow them.
Let's read the first page again.
I would love to see my work produced one day. Yeah, because the reason I want to be a playwright is I love frameworks, I love community, and I'd love to see, to be the seed that starts something.
I would love it to be produced. I reckon that'll probably be a dream. Yeah, and if I'm being a bit unrealistic, maybe Broadway, but yeah, I love that.
The lovely thing about going into a non-traditional space is that it does present different possibilities and different options. So, for example, with Winter's Tale, we're actually sort of setting it in a museum. So that gives us lovely possibilities of how the story can unfold.
This will be my third production in TMAG. It does offer something different, and that can also almost become a character in itself.
I've been loving the rehearsal process for this production of The Winter's Tale. I'm especially enjoying working with a large ensemble of actors.
We have just beautiful people in the room, really generous, rigorous, experienced, playful artists.
It's been quite unlike any rehearsal process I have ever been involved in, primarily because we're rehearsing in a pandemic. So that has presented its own unique challenges.
It has been challenging and rewarding all at once. Yeah, a few little issues with good old COVID coming through and turning everything on its head, but we are getting through it, and it's super exciting to finally be in this wonderful space and also just finding new moments every time we're rehearsing, which is always fantastic. But with this bunch of people, we've got it. I think it's that classic thing that Shakespeare writes for humanity. He writes about the human condition. As Hamlet's advice to the players goes, hold the mirror up to nature, and that's what Shakespeare does. Is he gets us to look at ourselves, look at our society, our humanity, and question it and reflect on it.
Shakespeare, he touches on these themes. I don't know why, but they still seem to be relevant today. You know, he was writing 400 odd years ago, and yet the stuff he deals with can still be dealt with today. We can tell his stories today and learn something about the world we live in today.
I find it quite emotional that text that was written so long ago still holds so much resonance.
There's just so much beauty in the words. I don't think our language today in the 21st century, I don't think we can say what you can say in Shakespearean language.
He definitely touched upon a lot of real human qualities. There's a real humanity to Shakespeare's writing. They're still very relevant themes today.
Also, those stories are delivered to us in such a beautiful, poetic way, and that's why I think people never tire of performing and watching Shakespeare.
One finds the meaning in it that is useful to the time that you're in.
So this world that you have created, Alison, the world of Amy's Tattoo, people will be able to see it in Hobart towards the end of September, and then a little later again, September, October in Launceston. What kind of experience do you want an audience to go away with when they've come to see Amy's Tattoo? What thoughts and feelings do you want them to have as they walk out the door?
I think, a whole range of things. I think one thing I do really love is theatricality and giving an audience an experience. And I'll just mention, when I was working and studying in the UK, this idea of total theatre was presented to me, which I absolutely loved. And I'm very much of the camp of making work that is total theatre. So everything is placed for a reason. The sound design, the composition, the set design, the whole play will be a total theatre experience. Also, I think the play is an emotional roller coaster. It's entertaining, it's funny, it's dramatic, it's joyous. There's also parts of it that are tragic. Yeah, I'd really like the audience to be sort of shaken up, come along for a ride, but a ride that is so well worth taking, and also just to spend an hour and a half with these people experiencing their world, and perhaps coming out with another perspective on a topic that we don't see or hear about very often.
Alison Mann, playwright, creator of Amy's Tattoo and many other wonderful plays besides. Thank you for the great chat, and I really look forward to seeing this play hit the stage.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you.